Dating Justice Secretary, ngayon ay si Attorney Vitaliano Aguirre II. Attorney, good morning ho. Programang Kabayan via Zoom.
Hi, good morning.
Si Danny ho, buena fe.
Good morning, Danny.
Oo.
Tagal-tagal na rin tayong hindi nagkakausap.
Kaya nga long time no see.
Mga taga-subaybay.
Oo, kamusta ho kayo, Attorney? Kasi
Thank you for having me here.
Okay, it's been a long time at saka tama yan medyo accessible pa rin kayo. Naririnig ko kayo sa ibang news platform. Sabi nyo, hindi naman nyo kailangan magtago at handa naman kayong ipagtanggol ang inyong sarili bilang dating Justice Secretary. Pero ano ho ba? Oo, pero ganun pa rin ho ang paninindigan nyo na kayo ho ay hindi magtatago, di ba?
Ganun pa rin. Kasi alam mo kung bakit.
Oo.
Unang-una, I'm still very active in my law practice.
Okay.
Although I'm going 80, pero ako pa rin ang uma-attend sa mga kaso ko personally.
Okay.
Together with my other lawyers.
Uh-huh.
So, pag ako nagtago, naghahanap buhay pa tayo eh. I'm still supporting
Your family?
my grandchildren.
Uh-huh.
And siyempre, we are already in the twilight years of our life. Kailangan magkaroon ng ipon man lang para kung magkasakit ka, yung misis ko, or anybody in the family, merong kahit paano merong mabubunot. But tulad ng sabi ko sa iba, I'm here, I'm going to face the problem frontally without going anywhere. I'm here in Metro Manila.
Oo. So tama ba sinabi nyo, you're turning 80 years old? 80?
Opo.
Aba, ganun ba?
Magka-eskwela kami ni President Duterte. Mas matanda lang siya sa akin ng 1 year. So,
Okay.
81 na siya. Ako going 80.
Okay. So bali, yun na nga, dahil lumabas nga yung dokumento nga from ICC, next week ho, magsisimula na yung confirmation of charges, sigurado ho kami na mukhang lulutang yan, no? Yung mga ganong dokumento sa confirmation sa February 23. Pero for now, you will resist any possible arrest just in case maglabas ho ng warrant of arrest ang ICC.
Okay, ang resisting ng warrant of arrest dito will be through judicial procedure.
Okay.
Hindi kung ano man eh. Kung we could not physically resist any arrest to be made by anybody here. But of course, we hope that our judicial system will be able to help us. Kaya kasi, tulad ng sabi ko, walang-wala akong kinalaman dito. Why is it that ako ay sinama nila? Isa lamang ang explanation na nakikita ko. Ang sinasabi nila doon sa Hague against President Duterte is that there is a common plan. Common plan daw or state policy parang ni President Duterte to exercise this AGK, extrajudicial killings, as well as the killings of civilians. Meron daw ganon. So, hindi magiging credible yung common plan na yan without including the Department of Justice, di ba? Kasi kami ang nandun sa enforcement ng batas eh. Andun kami sa pagpapatupad ng batas. So, together with the police, we will be filing cases before us, before our fiscals, kami ang magde-decide niyan. So, yun lamang. Kaya sabi ni Kaufman na walang katotohanan yan. Totoo naman walang katotohanan. Ngayon ko lang narinig yung common plan na yan eh. Imbento lang yan para isama lang ako sa mga sinasabing co-perpetrators. Ang ibig sabihin ng co-perpetrators ay kami ay conspirator.
Kaya nga.
Kasama, nasa conspiracy daw kami. Wala pong katotohanan yan. Wala akong alam. I'm completely innocent of those charges. At sa pagbabasa ko, nakalagay doon na yung daw charges against me came from the time in 2009 and 2010 when I was the lawyer for President Duterte. Ngayon ko lang narinig na ngayon ko lang nalaman na criminal pala o it's a crime to exercise my profession. Anong gagawa ko noon? Noong 29, sinabi sa akin ni President, then Mayor pa siya noon sa Davao. He was facing the charges filed by Dilima as head of the Commission on Human Rights. At that time, the President was Pinoy. So, meron tapos dinimanda nila si President Duterte together with with policeman by I forgot the first name, but Benaventura, may-ari ng shooting range dun sa Barangay Maa, Davao City. So, ako raw ang nagpayo.
Abogado.
Natural, magpapayo ako bilang lawyer. But in the Philippines, it's completely confidential. Kung ano man yung pinayo kong yan, kung ano man yung sinabi ko sa kliyente ko, walang pakialam ang anybody, and I could not be examined doon. Ang ibig bang sabihin yan, yung mga ganyang lawyering in the Philippines, which is not even a crime, ay magiging crime na pagdating sa ICC.
Okay, so bali ang lumalabas Justice, para malinaw lang sa mga nakikinig, ang parang lumalabas dun sa common, yung policy na yan, ang naging specific role nyo, kaya kayo naging co-conspirator, ay dahil nag-lawyer lang kayo noong 2010 pa kay Pangulong Duterte, na sinasabi nyo, napakababaw, if ever, na ito ang magiging basis lang nila para isama kayo dyan sa mismong, ICC complaint?
Yun ang nakalagay dun sa complaint ng prosecutor.
Okay.
Pero that's one. The second one is that when I was appointed or when I headed the Department of Justice, so wala namang I don't know of any specific thing na masasabi nila na ako ay gumawa ng kalokohan o naki-participate si EJK Killian kung meron man. As a matter of fact, kabaliktaran ang makikita sa records. Kung babalikan natin ang panahon, ako ang nagdala sa pamilya, sa parents ni Kian de los Santos, si Carlos Arnaiz, at si Kulot. Yan yung tatlong teenager na
pinatay.
Very high profile cases. So, ako ang nagdala niyan sa Malacanang, sa Bahay Pangarap. And they were met by President Duterte, where they aired the complaint. So I was the one instrumental in having that meeting. So after that meeting, yung mga police na involved were charged, were tried, and were convicted. Lahat yan, di ba, convicted? As a matter of fact, about 4 months ago,
kayo ang naging instrumental.
That the Supreme Court has affirmed the sentences against these people. So how could I be accused of this, of being a part of this extrajudicial killing?
Pare, Justice, in the absence pa ho nitong arrest warrant from the ICC, kayo ho ay umaasa, di ba, sa Korte Suprema o maghahain di kayo sa Korte Suprema para at least mag-issue ng ruling. Katulad na rin yung sinabi, yung request din ho ni Senator Bato na mag-intervene na ho ang Korte Suprema para ho dito sa yung rules regarding arrest emanating from the ICC. Ganun din ho bang gagawin nyo?
That's correct, Danny. Kasi about a few months ago, siguro mga 4 or 5 months ago, the Supreme Court came out with yung pinaka-latest rules nila, rules of court on extradition.
Okay.
Where it is very clear in that rule that before one could be extradited to face trial in a foreign country, you must undergo the process here, the judicial process here in the country.
Okay.
So, kung mayroong objection yung akusado na siya dalhin because he was being extradited, for example, in the US, pero we have a treaty, then pwede niyang i-air ang kanyang karapatan na it's being violated, yung constitutional right is being violated, pwede niyang i-air yan at sabihin na hindi nyo dapat akong i-extradite dahil sa for the following reasons. At least, hindi katulad ng nangyari kay Pangulong Duterte that bigla na lamang he was whisked without undergoing any judicial process in the Philippines. Sinabi ng Department of DOJ noon, panahon nung mangyari yan, na nagkaroon daw ng judicial process at sila ang umaktong judiciary or part of the judiciary. Paano naging part ng judiciary ang Department of Justice when it's part of the executive? Kaya
Justice.
Yun ang kuwang ko. Kaya yun ang appeal ko. Yun ang gusto kong mangyari. Sana nalinawin ng Supreme Court kung anong proseso ang dapat mangyari bago ipadala ang isang Filipino citizen sa Hague.
Okay, Justice.
Ang labo-labo, at yan ang pinagpoprotesta ni President Duterte doon sa Hague. Pero apparently, hindi nila pinapakinggan, porque nandun na, siguro sinasabi ng mga judges ng ICC, nandito na yan.
Okay, Justice.
But, I think it's being appealed.
Okay, Justice, bali for lack of time na rin, no? Maikli lang, if ever, kunwari, wala pa akong malinaw na ruling from the Supreme Court at mukhang gagamitin, if ever lang lumabas yung arrest warrant, ano ho ba magiging hakbang nyo? Ibig sabihin, kung gamitin uli nila yung, let's say, Interpol, na to have you na ipasurrender kayo doon sa ICC, ano ho next legal move nyo?
Actually, I'm now seriously taking this.
Okay.
Kaya ang kung is that I'm going to prepare. I hope that I could prepare a similar petition before the Supreme Court, katulad ng ginawa ni
Senator
Bato de la Rosa. And I believe that we could cite the provisions in the extradition rule na dapat dumaan muna sa pagsusuri ng Philippine Judiciary ang inuman na ipapadala or hihilingin ng isang foreign country or foreign tribunal. Kasi doon sa pinaka-latest ruling extradition, exclusive lang nakalagay sa title, extradition lang Pero dapat doon siguro, rules on extradition and order and trials in other foreign tribunals, dapat ilagay lang nila yun. Idugtong lang yun Then everything will be cleared. At least mayroong alam na isa-cite ang isang Filipino citizen kung ang kanilang constitutional rights are being violated.
Okay ho. Justice, well said. Nako, importante ho na accessible pa rin kayo sa amin at napapakinggan natin as this development, will progress. Maraming salamat ho, Attorney Justice Aguirre.
Thank you, Danny, and thank you sa lahat ng inyong mga taga-subaybay.
Okay, maraming salamat. Yan ho si Attorney Vitaliano Aguirre II, former Justice Secretary yan. Okay, tuloy-tuloy no